Today on Public Eye News, Lake Superior State names Rodney S. Hanley as their next president, and deadlines are approaching for Michigan ice fishing shanty removal.
Caleb Rydell will have a look at our weather forecast, and Max Stevens will have a look at last night's nail-biting overtime victory against Bowling Green. Hi, I'm Anthony Cilia.
And I'm Ryan Gooch, and this is Public Eye News. Tickets for the WCHA Championship this Saturday at the Barrie Event Center are officially sold out. Tickets went up for sale at 8 a.m. this morning, and student tickets also went up for sale at 11 a.m., and all tickets are already sold out. The line to purchase tickets stretched out the door and all the way around the building this morning. NMU Public Safety have also been made aware of tickets scalping incidents and would like to remind people that Michigan law states that scalping tickets at a higher value than the advertised price is a 90-day misdemeanor or a $100 fine. And Lake Superior State University has appointed Rodney S. Hanley, Ph.D., as their next president. His appointment will be effective July 1st of this year, pending approval from the board. Hanley will be coming to Lake State from Fisk University in Kentucky. He earned his Ph.D. in biology from the University of Kansas, his Master of Studies in Sustainability Leadership from the University of Cambridge in England, and his MS and BS in Environmental Biology from Eastern Illinois University. Hanley will be the 10th president of the university, following Peter T. Mitchell, who was appointed last July.
And the 44th annual UP Builders Show took place at the Superior Dome this past weekend and wrapped up its final day on Sunday afternoon. The show attracted nearly 7,000 people with its 137 exhibits and 207 booths. Several major sponsors, including A1 Drywall and Wolverine Power Systems, made the event possible and allowed the Marquette Builders Exchange and the Home Builders Association of the Upper Peninsula to connect with the public. The Builders Show has been seen as a win-win for both buyers and sellers and strengthens the distributor-consumer relationship within the community. And speaking of shows, the Maple Ridge Resort of Michigami hosted their first ever snowmobile show this past weekend. About 20 sleds took place in the show where people could vote for their favorites free of charge. Vintage snowmobiles, riding entertainment, and an Easter egg hunt was available to anybody who attended. The Maple Ridge Resort has been under new ownership as of last April, and Nicole Haskett, the new owner, has felt that this is a great way to get to know the community. Haskett wants to thank the public for being so supportive of her as a new neighbor and plans on making an annual event out of the show to build upon in the future.
And state officials would like to remind ice fishers that the deadline for removing ice shanties is quickly approaching. The DNR says shanties must be retrieved from waters in the northern Lower Peninsula by midnight Thursday. The Thursday deadline also applies to waters on the Michigan-Wisconsin boundary, and the deadline for the Upper Peninsula is March 31st. Ice fishers may use their shanties past these dates, but they must be removed daily. Owners whose structures fall through the ice could be jailed, fined, and required to pay recovery costs. And the United States Coast Guard is preparing to begin icebreaking operations in the northwestern part of Lake Michigan. The two cutters are scheduled to begin working Tuesday on Green Bay. Officials say operations will take place in areas used by recreational users, and the Coast Guard says snowmobilers, all-terrain vehicle riders, ice anglers, and others should use caution in those areas due to the growing instability of the ice. Ice breaking will increase as the waters continue to thaw out. And after the break, we'll be back with your national and international news. Stay tuned.
Celtic Thunder returns with an all-new mesmerizing show.
Bye-bye, baby, goodbye.
Celebrating 10 years with Celtic Thunder.
I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. We had joy and we had
Don't miss Celtic Thunder X on public television.
So how can
Monday night at 9 on Public TV 13.
And welcome back. A fatal package bombing in Austin, Texas that took the life of a 17-year-old boy and injured a woman is possibly being linked to another bombing of a similar circumstance. According to Austin's chief of police, the injured woman is expected to survive. The second bombing took place 12 miles from the initial attack and took the life of 39-year-old Anthony Stephen House. The first incident was being investigated as a suspicious death, but is now being viewed as a possible homicide and potentially a hate crime. Both victims were African American, and police say that the attack could potentially be racially motivated. Both of the packages were left on the porch at the homes overnight and were not mailed but hand-delivered. Authorities urge anyone to contact the police if they have received a package that they are not expecting. And federal investigation is underway into what caused a deadly helicopter crash in New York City. 5 passengers died when the chopper went down in the East River, and the pilot survived. Nikki Batiste has the latest from the scene.
A 14-member team from the National Transportation Safety Board has begun examining wreckage from Sunday's fatal helicopter crash in New York City's East River. CBS News has learned the pilot told police a tether from a front passenger's harness wrapped around the fuel shutoff lever, which cut off fuel supply to the engine. Cell phone video shows the chopper slamming into the water on the east side of Manhattan. Moments earlier, the pilot radioed a call for help.
Early Motel, mayday. Early Motel, are you okay? East River, engine failure.
The sightseeing helicopter was chartered for a photo shoot. The pilot survived and is okay, but 5 passengers, all wearing tight harnesses, were not able to free themselves.
It took a while for the divers to get these people out. They worked very quickly, as fast as they could.
Temperatures have been unseasonably cold here in New York. The water in the East River is still below 40 degrees. 2 passengers were pronounced dead at the scene. 3 others were rushed to the hospital and later died. One of the victims has been identified as 26-year-old Brian McDaniel, a Dallas, Texas fire rescue officer. NTSB investigators will look at numerous possible factors for the crash, including the helicopter's maintenance history and data recorders on board. Nikki Batiste, CBS News, New York.
A North Carolina school bus overturned this morning at approximately 7:30 a.m. The Wake County school bus driver who is operating the vehicle will be facing a reckless driving charge. The bus was transporting 6 children when it turned over. It is believed that Walter Holden was driving on Buffalo Road when he went around a curve, ran off of the roadway, overcorrected, and tipped the bus over. Troopers with the North Carolina State Highway Patrol said that 5 of the 6 children on the bus were transported to a local hospital with minor injuries. And President Trump is set to release his plans for new gun policies. The moves are in response to the school shooting in Parkland, Florida. Mola Lenghi has more details from the White House.
Nearly 1 month after the school shooting in Parkland, Florida, the White House is announcing its plan on new gun measures. The president's plan would provide for rigorous firearms training for some teachers and urges Congress to pass a bill to make the federal background check system more effective.
The flow of information that goes in the background check system from local and state courts is more updated. Real-time information is made available.
Arming teachers and fixing the background check system are both policies supported by the NRA. The president is not asking Congress to raise the age to buy assault weapons to 21, despite his previous support for the idea.
It doesn't make sense that I have to wait till I'm 21 to get a handgun, but I can get this weapon at 18. I don't know.
The president's rhetoric about raising the age to buy assault weapons to 21 has died down since he met with NRA officials at the White House. He took to Twitter this morning, responding to criticisms that he dropped the proposal. He wrote, "On 18 to 21 age limits, watching court cases and rulings before acting. States are making this decision. Things are moving rapidly on this, but not much political support, to put it mildly. Getting an age limit passed through Congress would be very difficult."
I would not support the law. We send our sons and daughters over to Afghanistan, in Iraq. They defend our freedoms. I think if they do that, they ought to be able to have the right to buy a hunting rifle.
Florida passed a bill last week to raise the age to buy rifles to 21. The NRA is now suing the state. Mola Lenghi, CBS News, the White House.
And after the break, we'll be back with your weather and sports. Stay tuned.
Scientists have made incredible leaps in our understanding of the brain. We're just now unraveling the secrets of how it can change throughout our lives, leading to incredible transformation. Join me, Maria Shriver, as I lead you on a fascinating exploration of this mystery and how you can use the latest scientific research to master the power of brain change in your own life. In Brain Secrets with Dr. Michael Merznick.
Tuesday night at 8 on Public TV 13.
Welcome back. I'm Caleb Rydell, going to be taking you through your weather for today. As you can see behind me, we got some snow out there on our NMU cam, looking out across the academic hall, and we are going to see some of the students out there finally coming back to class after that week-long spring break. That was very nice for some of us. Taking a look at our current conditions, we're going to see a temperature of 30 degrees out there with winds out of the north-northwest at 18 miles per hour and a barometric pressure of 30.12 inches and rising. Tonight, we're going to see some snow out there with a low of 21, winds out of the north at 16 miles per hour. And tomorrow, we're going to see some more snow with a high of 23 and winds out of the north at 18 miles per hour. Across the UP, we're going to see clouds everywhere and a little bit of snow in some places. We're going to start up in Sault Ste. Marie with 32, 35 in Manistee, Escanaba with 36, and down in Menominee, 38. Taking a look at the western half of the UP, we're going to see Iron Mountain with 33, Ironwood with 32, up in Keweenaw, Houghton with 32, and back here in Marquette, a nice 30 degrees. Taking a look ahead, we're going to see that Wednesday we're going to have a high of 38 with a low of 23 and some clouds. Thursday with a high of 25 and a low of 18 with some snow. And Thursday a high of 31 and a low of 21 with some clouds. Well, Max, we aren't getting any surprises with this weather for March because we had a late winter coming here. But I hear we had some nail biters over the weekend for hockey.
Absolutely, Caleb. I love March. Our Wildcats prevailed in a thrilling overtime Game 3 against Bowling Green, advancing to the conference championship for the first time since 2010. The game was deadlocked at 1 until halfway through the third period when freshman Joe Nardi put the Wildcats ahead. The Wildcats held that lead until Bowling Green pulled their goalie and utilized the extra skater to tie the game with only 8 seconds to play in regulation. It was junior Troy Loggins who was the hero for the Wildcats, who won the game with a goal almost 16 minutes into the overtime period. With the Wildcats win, we'll get another installment in the UP's biggest rivalry. Michigan Tech also prevailed in overtime last night to upset top-seeded Minnesota State, setting up the first postseason meeting between the two teams since the 1994 WCHA quarterfinals. That game is slated for Saturday night at 7 o'clock in the Barrie Events Center. And with Selection Sunday in the rearview mirror, the 68-team NCAA March Madness tournament bracket has been officially revealed. Both Michigan State and Michigan enter the tournament as 3 seeds, with Michigan State in the Midwest region, who gets the advantage of playing in Detroit. Michigan State has a very favorable opening weekend draw, playing first against Bucknell. Then, if they advance, they play the winner of TCU and whoever wins the play-in game to get the matchup with in the first round with TCU between Arizona State and Syracuse. However, things get brutal for MSU after that. Provided the Spartans make it to the Sweet 16, their opponent is very likely to be their kryptonite in Coach Krzyzewski's Duke Blue Devils, who have the 2 seed in the Midwest following their loss to North Carolina in the ACC tournament semifinals. A deep run for the Spartans will also likely lead them to cross paths with the Midwest juggernaut and the team that eliminated them from the NCAA tournament last year in the top-seeded Kansas Jayhawks. As for the Michigan Wolverines, they have a really tough opening weekend draw, but perhaps a quote-unquote easier Sweet 16 and Elite 8 draw. The Wolverines, third seeded in the West region, opened the tournament against Big Sky Conference champion Montana Grizzlies. Both teams are red hot, with the Wolverines putting together another great performance in the Big Ten tournament, upsetting both Michigan State and Purdue en route to their 2nd consecutive Big Ten tournament title. While the Montana Grizzlies won the Big Sky tournament to secure their NCAA tournament bid and have won 19 of their last 21 games. A very winnable matchup for the Wolverines, but it isn't likely to be very easy. Their second round matchup is probably going to be against 6th-seeded Houston, who, like Montana, pride themselves on tenacious defense and excellent guard play. However, if the Wolverines can make a run, Xavier has a really tough draw as the 1 seed in the West, and North Carolina is a very winnable matchup for the Wolverines in the Sweet 16. Well, Anthony, it's March Madness, and I hear they got a new March of the Penguins coming out, and I hear you have more on this for us.
Oh, I absolutely do, and if Penguins are your game, then you should march yourself on the Oregon Trail and go out to the Oregon Zoo, because 5 new hatchlings have joined the 18-adult Humboldt Penguins in the Oregon Zoo over the past month. The zookeepers are excited about their new additions to their exhibit, as they are the first penguins who have been hatched in the zoo in over 4 years. The zookeepers got an exciting opportunity to watch the Humboldt Penguin chicks as they first emerge from the eggshell, which is incredibly rare. And with that, that is all the time we have for you today, so thank you for tuning in and come back tomorrow.
The preceding program was produced in studios located in the Edgar L. Hardin Learning Resources Center by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television.